Monster Jam World Finals 25 is officially underway, and the press conference gave us plenty to talk about. In this video, we're covering the biggest announcements, the most interesting moments, and all the news you need to know before the action gets underway. Starting things off with the news, Monster Jam announced a brand new Roblox game called Monster Jam Max, developed by Jazzwares. We didn't get much information behind the announcement, but if you're attending the World Finals pit party, you'll actually have the chance to check it out before everyone else. Monster Jam also announced a brand new YouTube channel geared towards younger fans. The channel will feature kid-focused Monster Jam content, although no launch date or additional details was shared. Monster Jam also revealed a new exclusive 164 Classroom Crusher called Homecoming Edition diecast. Set to release this August, fans attending the pit party also have a chance to get their hands on it early, with a limited number being given away through the event. Monster Jam then announced the newest member of the 2026 Hall of Fame. Tom Mintz and Lupe Sozo will both be inducted, recognizing their incredible contributions. Also announced was that Power Rush is expanding with two new drivers, International Series competitor Brandon Arthur and Monster Jam rookie Ryan Vargas. One of the biggest announcements from the press conference came when Monster Jam officially revealed that World Finals 26 will be heading to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now getting into the highlights, Scott Jordan called up all series champions to the stage. Ryan Anderson talked about his 15 years behind the wheel of Son of a Digger, saying his debut was still his favorite moment. He also touched on what it means to keep earning championships, passing his dad Dennis Anderson in championship wins, and possibly passing Adam Anderson down the road. Tristan England was asked what feels different coming into this year's World Finals compared to last year. He said experience and confidence are on his side this time around. He also talked about finally chasing the elusive Freestyle World Championship and believes putting together a clean, complete run is the key to getting it done. Weston Anderson also talked about Freestyle Mania, where he teamed up with an FMX rider for a dirt bike and monster truck team style event series. He was also asked if he has any new tricks planned, and while he didn't give too much away, it sounds like Weston is definitely thinking about how to keep pushing his freestyle runs even further. Brandon Arthur also talked about the journey that brought him to his first Monster Jam World Finals after competing around the world as both an international and U.S. driver. He reflected on what it means to finally make his World Finals debut. John Zimmer Jr. talked about winning back-to-back Arena Series championships and how those titles have helped prove he belongs among Monster Jam's top drivers. He also shared his thoughts on this year's World Finals track, saying it's going to challenge every driver and should make for some exciting competition. Armando Castro reflected on his favorite memories behind the wheel of El Toro Loco as the iconic truck celebrates its 25th anniversary. He also talked about what it would mean to add another World Finals championship to his career and continue building on his legacy with one of the Monster Jam's most recognizable trucks. Scott then calls out the high jump competitors. Adam Anderson was asked what it would mean to beat his brother Ryan in the high jump competition, as well as what driving Gravedigger the Legend means to him. He also answered a fun question about which of his siblings is his favorite, bringing a few laughs to the press conference. Cynthia Gauthier talked about what it would mean to win another high jump world championship and also asked about her preferred qualifying position. She shared her thoughts on where she'd like to run, and strategy can play a role depending on the track conditions. Zach Garner talked about what it would mean to win his first high jump world championship and who he sees as his biggest competition in the event. With a stacked field this year, he knows it'll take a near-perfect jump to come out on top. Brandon Telechka also talked about making the jump to competing on a stadium floor for the first time. He reflected on what the opportunity means and how much support he received from the Zombie Nation fan. MJ Solorio talked about what it was like getting the call that he'd be competing at this year's World Final. He also shared his preferred qualifying position and how he'd like the running order to play out heading into competition. Tim Hall Jr. talked about what it means to compete at the biggest stadium event of the year and whether he feels any pressure to live up to his two-wheel Timmy nickname. He said it's an honor to be at the World Final stage while embracing it. Scott Jordan welcomed Monster Jam Hall of Famers Tom Meents and Dennis Anderson to the stage, along with reigning World Finals racing champion Todd LeDuc. Scott then asked Todd what it's like returning to World Finals 1 year after winning the racing championship. Todd also shared what he's looking for as one of the year's judges. Dennis Anderson was also asked what he looks for in a great freestyle run as a judge. He said he's looking for creativity, big moments, and drivers who can put together a complete run while keeping the fans entertained from start to finish. Tom Meents also talked about serving as expert judge for this year's two-wheel skills competition. The professor shared what he'll be looking for from the drivers, emphasizing control, precision. One of the best moments of the press conference came from when Tom Meents and Dennis Anderson started joking back and forth about their longtime rivalry. The playful banter had everyone laughing, and it was a great reminder that while they're still competitive, there is a ton of respect between the two Monster Jam's greatest legends. Scott Jordan then welcomed Corey Rummel and Armando Castro to the stage to talk about the stunt performance fans will see throughout the World Finals weekend. They shared what goes into preparing for the shows and what fans can expect. Scott Jordan then welcomed Blippi and Mika to the stage to talk about their collaboration with Monster Jam. They shared how the partnership is helping introduce a whole new generation of kids to Monster Jam while growing the sport for future fans. After that, Scott Jordan then brought up Camden Murphy to talk about Power Rush and his record-breaking speed run. Camden shared what it was like to break the world record and be a part of one of Monster Jam's biggest performance moments heading into World Finals weekend. Following that, Scott Jordan welcomed Christmas Chaos team leader Bari Musauer and Armando Castro to the stage to talk about the upcoming Christmas Chaos holiday event. The two shared what fans can expect from the special event and why it's become a unique addition to the Monster Jam calendar. That wraps up all of the biggest news and highlights from the Monster Jam World Finals 25 press conference. With qualifying, the Last Chance qualifier, and high jump all happening tonight, there is still plenty more to come. I'll be covering all the results, the biggest moments, breaking news throughout the weekend. So if you don't want to miss anything from World Finals 25, be sure to subscribe to Monster Truck Time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.